Today we're going to learn about toy adapting. Toy adapting is the process of taking a toy like this and adapting it so that it can be used by a switch like this. You've all seen toys like this before. They sing or they dance when you squeeze their foot, but that requires a fine motor skill of pinching. And some children just don't have that. Maybe they have cerebral palsy, and they don't have that fine motor skill. Maybe they don't have any fingers, maybe they don't have any arms, maybe they have any of a number of disabilities. But they can learn that pushing this switch
I just want to be loved.
controls the toy. It doesn't have to be just a toy. This is applicable to communication devices or computers. Anything that has a button on it can be run with a switch. The first step is to figure out where the switch is. In this case, I know that if I squeeze its foot, the frog turns off and on. So I know that the switch is actually in his foot. The first thing I'm going to do is make an incision here and hunt for the wires going to this switch. I'm just going to see if I can make an inch-long incision right here. I'm just going to fish around in here and see if I can feel where these wires are going. Okay, and then I'll pull them out. So I now have a little tiny piece of wire showing on both wires. To test to make sure that these are the right ones, I can touch the bare parts together and the frog should turn on. Use the wire strippers and remove about 1/4 inch of insulation from each one. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the wires, one wire to one of the white wires, the other one to the other, and I'm going to use the needle nose pliers and bend a hook into each wire. Then we're going to hook one wire on like that and hook the other wire in like this. Next, I'm going to use the soldering iron to make these connections permanent and to ensure a good electrical connection. You want to heat the joint up for about 5 seconds before you apply the solder. Don't breathe the fumes that come off the solder like this. It should flow around it and make a nice pretty bead like that. Right now, if my joints are good, I should be able to touch these two wires together and have the frog turn on. Or off again just by pushing these two wires together. It's important to keep the two solder joints from touching inside the frog. So I'm going to use some electrical tape, and I've just cut about a 5-inch length of it, and I've actually cut it in half. I'm going to wrap them up one at a time so that they can't touch anything inside the frog or each other, because if they touch each other, the frog will turn on. I'm going to insert the heat shrink tubing over the wires like so, and then we're going to attach the end of these wires to our connector. We're going to be connecting these two wires to the end of this connector. I'm using this little clamp here to hold it in place, and I'm going to solder this other connection in. All I need to do with the jacket is slide the jacket up over the connection, screw it onto the threads so that it stays put. We should be able to plug a switch like this into this socket and push the switch and have the frog activate. Put the switch in place, push the switch. The toy turns on when I push the switch. It still turns on if I squeeze its foot. That way a child without disabilities can still play with the same toy. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about toy adapting or about assistive technology in general, please visit our website www.signalatcenter.org or call us at area code 423-629-4174. Thank you and have a good day.